I'm trying to get the rear window motor out of my Series 2 XJ6 Jag to work. And I pulled it apart this far. In fact, I've had it all apart, put it back together to make sure it works, and it works now, but I didn't grease it up, so I pulled it apart again, and this time I actually sort of know what I'm doing. So the easiest, so that if you're going to do this, the best way to get this apart, if you're, you can see the holes there on the back of the casing where these two long bolts come out of. If you take that, undo that, and if you just yank that casing off, it will pull this whole mechanism out in one hit, and it will, then you'll end up with the brushes here. They will spring out, which isn't okay in the end. But if you don't want that to happen, just stick a screwdriver in the teeth here, preferably right up the back there. Just jam one in there, not hard, and then hold that with one hand and pull this casing off with the other. It's quite a pull because obviously there's magnets inside here that are holding it all together. And then you'll get this out without actually pulling out the brushes. Having said that, you're probably going to have to pull it all apart anyway, so that you can get to the brushes and clean them, and clean the armature, and then work out how to put it back together. I'm going to pull it apart, grease it up, and I don't know, I'll see if I can take a video of putting it back together, but you actually need 3 hands and I've only got 2 and I can't hold the camera at the same time, so let's see how that goes. So just quickly, this is the shaft right out, and I just want to put some grease on this part of the shaft as it goes back into the casing. This is what the brushes look like. They've got little springs here, you've got to slide them in there. So once you slide them in, you hold your hand like this with your fingers on either side holding the wires, and you then just slide that in. It's not completely impossible, obviously, but yeah, it's a bit tricky. So here I am ready to put the shaft back in. I'm holding the 2 bushes away, and I'll just slide that shaft in, which I have greased up. And there it is, back in place. So I'll now just put the housing on. The housing goes on one way, so just spin it until it hits into a notch, and then it's pretty easy. You just bolt it up, and then we'll test it. Okay, that was interesting. The first time I put this together, I put the casing on and just spun it around until it hooked into the notches and threw these long bolts in, and they just went in really easy and screwed up without a problem. This time when I tried to do it, I could sort of get one to work, but the other one wouldn't. Eventually I worked out that it seats in more than one notch, so just be careful. I just held the shaft, pulled it out a bit, turned it around to the next notch, and then they just went in like they should have. So yeah, turns out there's more than one seating for this casing, so just be careful of that. So I'm on my test bed here on the floor, got a battery with some very thin wires to run this, and just to see if it fires up. So we'll have contact, and yeah, spins up. That just so you can see the shaft running. Sounds better. And in theory, if I switch these wires around, it'll go the other direction. There we go. Well, got that working now. The easy job is just putting it back in the car. Don't think that'll be easy. So I have the motor back mounted in the bracket in the door, but of course the bracket's nowhere near in the right place. The bracket has to be like these bolt holes here go over to here. I can't video doing this because I'm going to need 2 hands, and never done it before, so I'll let you know how I go. So I thought this was going well, just moved it across, put the 2 screws there in the bottom, and then it's flapping around at the top, as you can see. My hand jammed up in here, and I can feel the nylon roller that needs to be in the bottom of, I don't think you can see in there, the rail to pull the window up and down is just flapping in the breeze. So I'm going to have to manipulate this again, undo this under the 2 bolts, and try and first of all get that roller in behind here in the right track, and then see how we go. So the other thing I learned with fixing the front window is that to see if the actual glass moves up and down easily, and you can see that this doesn't actually want to move hardly at all. So I don't know what's causing that, but on the front one, it was this scraper here. It was pressed so hard against the window, it really restricted it. So I'll take this one off and see what that does. Put some silicone in these channels here, and also inspect them if I can get it to go down to see what's going on. Anyway, obviously the window has to be able, the glass has to be able to go up and down relatively freely before the motor's got any chance. So I'll see what I can find and sort that out. So I took that strip off and it made no difference. The window is extremely hard to move. Sorry. And then the mechanism was in the way, so I've actually pulled it all out, which is fine. So those teeth need to be greased, of course, but I think one of the other issues is when it goes, you want that nylon bush there to roll, and at the moment it doesn't turn freely, so I'll go and clean that up. Like it turns, but not well. Clean that up and see how I go. It was also good that I took this out because, you know, old age and everything, and I put the motor in, put the bolts in, but I only done them up finger tight. When I went to take them out, they just, of course, walked straight out. So yeah, now I've got that freed up, as in I've got nothing in my road. I'll work on trying to free up this window and see what's causing the issue of why it won't go up and down relatively easily. I've got the window moving a bit better, but while I've got it down here, I will get rid of the 50-year-old grease out of that channel that the nylon roller has to go in. I did do a little bit of work on that. Can I show you this? And that spins freely now. We'll grease it up when we put it back in and it should be okay. So yeah, I'll just clean this up. So I have the window moving now. It's pretty good, other than there's a section just here near the top that is quite stiff, and then this bit's quite okay, and then you come to about there, it's actually a bit of a struggle to get up past that. Now I suspect that it'll be in these felt runners here. I've forgotten what they're called. They don't seem too bad, to be honest, but maybe there's a bulge, I don't know. Anyway, I won't ever sit in the back, so it's probably not an issue I need to solve. I'm going to put it back together and see if the motor is going to be strong enough to push that up. See how it goes. So back at the test bench, one of the things I noticed when I went to put the mechanism in is that it was really stiff. Without the motor on, I could barely move it. It's like, oh, that doesn't seem right. So I have freed it up a bit, and then I've bolted the motor on just to see if this thing actually does what it should do, like the motor can even move it. And you can see it doesn't really want to do it. So I need to work on freeing this up more in these all these pivot points. The car that I'm working on, I don't know, it might have sat for 20 years or a long time anyway, and clearly this mechanism here, the other 3 windows, or most of them, work okay, I did have to fix the front left one as well, but this one is really tight, really bound up, so I don't think it's worked in forever. So I'll do a bit of work on that. So I've got this working much better now. So it goes both ways. I can, sorry, just while I switch wires. And then, so that's good. So I think I've got it to the point now where I should be able to put this back in the car. So turns out I have a day job and I need to go and do that now. So this will get finished another day.